Hi, I'm Tony Morbin, Executive News Editor of ISMG. Welcome to this taster of an upcoming roundtable entitled The Attacker's Point of View, How to Build the Right Continuous Threat Exposure Management, CTEM, program to reduce risk. And it's my great pleasure to welcome to the conversation our subject matter expert, Tony Velleca, CEO, CyberProof, a UST company. Thanks for joining us, Tony.
Thank you.
Now let's jump straight into it. What are the biggest challenges that organizations face when they're identifying the threats that really matter to their organization?
What I find interesting is there's a lot more threat intelligence we've received over the many years. In fact, there's so many sources that they're overwhelmed, and most of the data comes to us in terms of reports and things, and then we have to translate that into what actions we take in the environment. So I think the biggest challenge is which are the threat actors and campaigns that are relevant to me. But from there, it's breaking down tactics and techniques to understand where am I exposed to these attacks and what should I do to improve my detection capabilities to defend against those attacks.
So properly understanding the massive data and then prioritizing once you do understand it. So how do organizations typically react to these threats, and how can they better adapt to new threats? What's the role of metrics here?
One of the challenges in our industry is we don't have enough talent, right? So it's all about prioritization. So, I think what organizations do today is they take in all the data and then they do the best they can with it. So the role of metrics, in my view, is putting information in context, the kind of context that allows you to prioritize what's really important to you. But and this isn't the standard stuff anymore. It's not just going and looking at the vulnerabilities. It's really going in and understanding which ones are relevant to you, your assets, your threats, the negative outcomes that could happen if a cyber attack was successful against your organization.
Okay, so we know that we're not really tackling the huge volume of data in the way that's going to be most effective to operationalize it. So what steps should we be taking? What approaches do we adopt to meet these challenges and do this prioritization that you're talking about?
I think the key word is continuous. And I think in cybersecurity, we were doing things like assessments once a year, and we were understanding the threat environment, and we were then running a point-in-time assessment. This needs to be continuous, and you're seeing the categories start to be defined, but this is taking a continuous feed from not just from your threat intelligence feed, but then mapping that to your vulnerabilities, mapping that to the new categories like your cloud posture, your application security, your defects that are coming out of your applications, even just configurations that need to be fixed. So it's this continuous view as opposed to this one-time assessment that we really need to think of how we adapt to that.
Mm-hmm. And how does CyberProof fit into that? How do you tackle these challenges for your clients?
Well, that's an area we think we have a advantage and opportunity. We have invested in what we call continuous threat exposure management. It's a category which helps us map everything from the attackers to the campaigns they're running, break that to tactics and techniques, directly interface with your vulnerability scanners, your SIM, your EDR, your various tools, and give you a consolidated picture of your exposures as well as your defense surface. So the key terms I hear in the industry right now is attack surface management. That's the buzz. But the next you're going to hear is defense surface management and how we're managing the combination of the two to reduce overall risk for the organization.
Tony, thanks so much for your insight. I know we've only been able to give you enough time to give us a taster, but I am looking forward to the actual roundtable. I've been speaking with Tony Velleca, CEO, CyberProof, and we've been previewing an upcoming roundtable, The Attacker's Point of View, How to Build the Right Continuous Threat Exposure Management Program to Reduce Risk. I do hope you'll join us. For ISMG, I'm Tony Morbin, and thank you, Tony.
Thank you.